Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Welcome to Today in HipHop, episode 11, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in from all over the world. I respect and love you guys. Thank you for making my podcast successful. Today's episode is sponsored by none other than NoahJonesNews.com. See, I gotta sponsor myself because if you don't sponsor yourself, other people won't sponsor you. Nobody's gonna look out for you like you, so I always plug my own shit. If you want that fire, go to NoahJonesNews.com if you want to support it. If you want some free shit, subscribe to my mailing list. You will get a free album instantly that you can download to your smartphone. And if you're on Spotify and you have a paid account, just type in Noah Jones. There's quite a few albums for you to check out. The hottest shit you can listen to. Alright, today, ladies and gentlemen, we got some ASAP Rocky news. We have the verdict on his trial and his response. We got some Tekashi 6ix9ine news. We got some Roddy Rich news. And we also have some news about some young man. I don't know what his name is yet. I gotta dig into the story to find out. But basically he was arrested with 25 guns and 10,000 rounds of ammo. So, first thing we're gonna talk about, let's jump into this ASAP Rocky news. Basically, it was announced on Wednesday, August 14th, that ASAP Rocky was found guilty of the assault in Sweden. The ruling stated, based on the statements from the two witnesses, that the court finds that the defendants were not subject to a current or imminent criminal attack. Therefore, they were not in a situation where they were entitled to use violence in self-defense, nor could they have perceived themselves to be in such a situation. So basically, because he was found guilty, he will be on probation for 2 years. He gets 2 years probation, no jail time, so he can continue to move and continue to make music and continue to do his thing without anything stopping his money or stopping his progress. So, ASAP Rocky replied and says, I am of course disappointed by today's verdict. I want to say thanks again to all my fans, friends, and everyone who showed me love during this difficult time. I'm going to keep moving forward. Thank you to my team, my management, attorneys, label, and everyone who advocated for justice. Now, me personally, I would say that ASAP Rocky got off lucky. It could have been worse. So for him to say that he is disappointed by the verdict of only getting 2 years probation, he's a very ungrateful guy. Very fucking ungrateful. He was in a foreign country, playing by foreign rules, being a nigga. Doing nigga shit. Fucking with the people. Look, when you go to these places, you can't go to these places and act like an American. You gotta go to these places and be respectful. You can't go over there and act like a nigga. Because what's gonna happen is, they're gonna throw you under the bus. Some of these places, they really hate Americans. He obviously doesn't understand that. So for him to only get 2 years probation, he got a slap on the wrist. He should be extremely grateful for the verdict and thank the justice system for not throwing his ass under the bus. You know, me personally, I'd have been like, woo, I dodged the bullet on that shit. You know what I mean? This is just a classic case of a nigga just being ungrateful. You know what I mean? Thank God, thank the government, thank your supporters, thank the people that didn't throw you under the bus. You know, because remember, there was a time that you was hopping in the crowd beating niggas up. You didn't catch cases for none of that shit, to my knowledge. So the fact that this is the first time where karma really could have fucked you over, you should be very grateful that you're not serving any time and only got 2 years probation. Probation ain't shit if you ain't doing nothing. You know what I mean? But some of these niggas is career criminals, so they can't keep their hands out of the cookie jar. But that's what happens when you do, that's what happens when you play a stupid game. You guys know the rest, right? You win a stupid prize. So yeah, let's move on. Second story, we're gonna talk about one of Tekashi 6ix9ine's co-defendant. His name is Crippy. He was sentenced to 5 years in prison. Tekashi 6ix9ine's co-defendant, Fahim Crippy Walter, was sentenced to 62 months which is about 5 years in prison, on Wednesday, August 14th, at Thurgood Marshall United States Courthouse in New York City. If Walter remains on good behavior, he could be released in 3 years. This comes after Walter pled guilty to 2 counts for his participation in an armed robbery in Midtown Manhattan in 2018. Items from the robbery were recovered from an apartment 6ix9ine was renting last fall. Walter admitted to participating in the robbery and brandishing a gun that was not used during the robbery. It was later revealed that Walter took the gun from 6ix9ine, who got it from his then manager, Shotty Jordan. It was also revealed that Walter was hired by Shotty, as an enforcer, but was not a member of the 9 Trey Gangsters. Walter was also involved in an October 2018 incident outside of Philippi Chow in Manhattan, where he was shot in the stomach by a bodyguard of 6ix9ine's label head Elliot Grange. Walter's lawyer, Edward Sapone, spoke during his hearing on Wednesday and told the judge that his client suffered greatly during the blackout at the Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center earlier this year due to having a colostomy bag from his injuries in the shooting. Jesus, see this right here, this is another reason why you shouldn't participate in shit like that. This nigga that might be permanent damage that he has to deal with because he was involved in some bullshit. You see, now the rewards aren't worth these risks. These rewards are not worth the risk that these people are taking to be in these positions. Sapone stated, he sat in the dark for days. He was defecating in a colostomy bag and he couldn't change it. He has suffered enough. He wishes he never met Mr. Hernandez, which is 6ix9ine. Sapone also reacted to the verdict stating he fashioned a sentence that for him must have been difficult because judges want to send a message to the community that gang violence is not to be tolerated and that large sentences are gonna come out of this building when we deal with gangs, guns, violence, and robberies. See, what's going on is they don't care if the sentence is fair. They trying to make examples out of niggas to stop the youth from doing these type of activities, and other people as well. So they giving people big numbers, football numbers that they don't even deserve, just to make a statement, so that way it deters other people from doing it, which really doesn't make any sense anyway, because we all know the court system and the jail system is corrupt anyhow. They make money off the inmates. They make money off the whole situation. They make money off the system. It's one big scheme. There's a lot of people, a lot of higher up people out there that have money that they donated and invested in prisons. So when money's being made, these guys are getting returns off the shit. It's kind of like an apartment complex where people get bonuses for filling every unit in the apartment. These motherfuckers get bonuses for keeping people locked up. That's how it is. What Judge Engelmeyer did today was he showed us he was hardworking, he was thoughtful, he considered the whole statute sentencing, and he imposed a sentence that was entirely fair and showed the most important thing, which was mercy. It was a merciful sentence, and we are much appreciated what he did. See, that's being thankful. And that is how you should handle that shit. You know, you get 5 years, possibly out in 3, when you was dealing with a person that was committing a whole bunch of different crimes. Granted, he shouldn't have been ratted on by 6ix9ine, or maybe he should have, depending on what his involvement was in the entire situation. I don't know the behind the scenes as far as their personal relationship, but, you know, they took their whole fucking team down. So for him to only get 5 years, that is more than fair. He should be excited. He should be jumping for joy because the shit could have went south. He could have got big numbers for that shit. Play a stupid game, win a stupid prize. Now, let's move on to Roddy Rich. Roddy Rich was arrested for felony domestic violence charges. Oh my God, he beat his bitch up. Oh my God, he beat his bitch up. Roddy, you can't beat the bitches up, Roddy. This ain't the 70s. You can't be, this ain't the Ike and Tina days, man. You can't beat the bitches up. You can't do it. These bitches will turn your ass in and stop your money instantly. You can't beat the bitches up, Roddy. Roddy. You hear me, Roddy? Let me talk to you, Roddy. You cannot beat the bitches up. Roddy Rich was arrested on felony domestic violence charges on Sunday, August 11th, after an argument with his girlfriend. According to TMZ, Roddy Rich and his girlfriend's argument turned physical Police were called to Rich's LA home where he was arrested and booked for felony domestic violence. He was later released on $50,000 bond. Crazy. Shouts to him for having the bread to bail out. But here's the thing, my man. Roddy Rich has been buzzing lately. He's done records with Nip. He's done records with a whole bunch of other people. His music is streaming very well. You're at the point in your career where you don't need any stress from females. You see what I'm saying? When you're at this point in your career, for a guy like Roddy, you should just be single, bro. Be single, fuck a gang of bitches, do what the fuck you want, don't love these hoes like Snoop said, and take care of business. That way, you don't have to worry about this type of shit. You don't have to worry about putting your hands on a female because none of them will be important to you. See, at this point in time in your series, in your creativity, in your grind, in your career, you're supposed to be working on that. You're supposed to be focusing on that. But see, what happens is, a lot of times, people that have never had access to girls, people that never fucked any bad bitches, once they get them, or once they get in the industry and they get them, they fuck around and get distracted. They get distracted, they get slowed up, they start trying to wife these hoes. Look, if you have hundreds of thousands of women hollering at you on a regular basis and you have your choice of whoever you want, there's no reason for you to be stressed out and fighting and beating your bitches up, Roddy. Don't beat them up, Roddy. You can't beat the bitches up, Roddy. Listen to what I'm telling you. It's the best advice you're gonna ever get. Don't beat the bitches up. Put them on timeout. Just put the bitch on timeout and tell her call me in a month. The fact that she won't have access to you anymore, that'll drive her fucking crazy. So block all her shit, block her social media, block her cell phone, put the bitch on timeout and tell her holla at me in a month. And then start the countdown. You won't go through things like that. Now, what we're gonna talk about for this final story says teen arrested after threatening federal agents. He had 25 guns with 10,000 rounds. An Ohio 18-year-old is under arrest after authorities say he made online threats to shoot federal agents. A Planned Parenthood facility and a gay bar with a massive arsenal, including 25 guns and 10,000 rounds of ammunition discovered at his father's home. Jesus Christ. An 18-year-old Ohio resident, Justin Olson. Typical white boy. Looks like a clean-cut white boy, but I don't know. He's got emotional and mental issues. Said he was arrested after threatening federal officers. In addition to threatening to shoot federal agents, Olson was reportedly plotting to shoot up a Planned Parenthood facility and a gay bar. Olson is active online under the name Army of Christ and creates memes promoting anti-gay and anti-feminist propaganda while rallying against non-Christians and advocating for a white ethno-state. Olson's home was raided after his post about shooting federal agents, where authorities found 15 rifles, 10 semi-automatic pistols, and 10,000 rounds of ammunition. First and foremost, slap this nigga's father. Slap his dad. Because that means his parents ain't paying attention to his kids. He needs to be monitored. The parents aren't monitoring the children. So he's on social media doing a whole bunch of crazy shit. His dad doesn't even realize, because his dad is not spending enough time with him to figure out what the hell his son is doing. Because when I first read the post, I was like, yo, how the fuck did this nigga afford 10,000 rounds of ammunition? That shit is expensive. Ammunition is expensive. 15 rifles, 18 semi-automatic pistols. The nigga's 18 years old. Where the fuck he get the money for this shit? This is definitely his father's shit. His father is a gun nut. His father is a gun addict. So what he's doing is he was threatening the government and threatening these agents, you know, using the weapons that his father has. So now he's gonna realize that you can't just say whatever you want to say online and that there's no consequences. You cannot threaten legal authorities and think that you're gonna get away with this shit. These motherfuckers can track your IP address through your computer and through your phone and show up right at your motherfucking door. You basically give them all the information that they need. They track you down, they do a quick search, boom, they at your front door knocking or kicking your shit in. You gotta be smarter if you're gonna do shit like this. This guy right here, this little kid, this 18-year-old kid, like I said, he don't know no better. And his father should be slapped for the fact that he's not delegating enough time with his kids to understand that his kid has an emotional problem. You know what I mean? And the fact that he's doing this shit in the name of Christ, army of Christ. So you basically trying to go to war in Jesus' name and you don't understand none of the shit Jesus was talking about. Obviously. You obviously don't read the Bible if you anti everything. You know what I'm saying? If you anti everything and you threatening people, first and foremost, here's the thing. I don't believe that this guy wanted to do anything. Because if he wanted to do it, he would have just did the shit. Like the people that are really about this type of lifestyle, as you notice, they don't give you no warning. They just show up and start shooting. Those are the hardest people to detect and the hardest people to figure out when it comes to these mass shootings. You know what I'm saying? Those are the hardest people to to detect. But when you leaving a paper trail online, people are gonna jump in and interject and stop you from doing it because you really don't want to do it. But now the problem is you're gonna face some motherfucking time because of the shit. And because he's 18, he's probably gonna be tried as an adult. So now you're gonna be around real killers. So you threatening motherfuckers, you're gonna be around real killers. Real killers, locked in a closed facility amongst some real killers. And from what I understand, jail is not fun. Jail is not fun. It's not the Met Gala, brother. You know, and this guy's probably living in a nice neighborhood. You know, father and mother probably still together. You know what I'm saying? And you just throw your whole shit away because you probably don't get no attention where you at. This is your way to get attention because you're socially awkward, or because you ain't getting no ass, or because you ain't fitting in with the cool crowd. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe you've been bullied or whatever the case may be. You want to turn to a situation like this where you're actually, you know, threatening to shoot motherfuckers and talking about shooting federal agents and other people. I don't feel sorry for niggas like this. Today, he's the grand prize winner of the Play a Stupid Game, Win a Stupid Prize. He is the grand prize winner. Because now he's going to be charged as if he actually committed these acts and didn't do shit but talk about it. So his free speech fucked around is going to land his ass in jail with some big numbers. So congrats to you, brother. Congrats to you, Justin Olson. You are today's winner of Play a Stupid Game, Win a Stupid Prize. Oh my God. As long as people like this don't get checked, it's going to run rampant. It's gonna run rampant in the community, man. We need to make sure everybody knows about people like this, because it's not, because here's the thing. People always want to talk about race, but if you notice, it's never the black people that's like, yeah, we may shoot our own people and keep each other down, but we never run into a situation and do mass shootings. It's always white people that do that. I don't understand the psyche behind that. Why is it that white people get so angry that they will go into a random place and shoot a whole bunch of motherfuckers that never did anything to them? These people have never done anything personally to this guy, and he's willing to go into these areas and grab a machine gun and shoot motherfuckers up. That don't make no sense. You know, that's some of the things that white people do that black people just don't do. Black people, when, you know, we don't jump off the fucking roof when we lose all our money, because we've been broke forever. So when we finally get money, we blow it. But if there's a white guy that has a whole bunch of money and he loses his shit, loses his college tuition, loses the money he put on a mortgage. You know, when niggas was scamming motherfuckers with the stock market and they was hitting these people up saying, yo, put all your money in this particular stock, it's gonna go crazy, and the shit bottoms out and does zero, these niggas be jumping off the fucking roof. They the reason why they got those reinforced windows in these buildings to stop people from jumping through them shits or lifting them up and jumping out the windows. The windows don't open because of shit like this. So I don't know, man, but all I know is this shit is stupid. Motherfuckers shouldn't be doing stuff like this. It's not good. Nothing good can come of it. And you throw your whole life away. This nigga's 18 years old and he put his entire life in jeopardy over some stupid shit. So anyway, that's today's show. Episode 11 of Today in Hip Hop. Make sure you subscribe. You know you guys can donate, right? You can donate to the podcast. You can donate 99 cents a month. You can donate whatever you feel like you want to donate to keep the show going. If you're enjoying the content, feel free to donate. It lets people know. Like, I know exactly who's donating, and I'll probably be doing something special for the people that are donating, like free music and stuff like that, because, you know, they showing love to the podcast. I'm always down to give back. So that was today's episode. I'm your host, Noah Jones. Make sure you check out NoahJonesNews.com. Also, check me out on Spotify. Just type in Noah Jones. Or you can follow me on Instagram as well, at Noah Jones News. Everything is at Noah Jones News. Love y'all. Talk to y'all later. Peace.